How do you instill the journalistic practices that you want with your employees?
Yeah, so we don't do that type of gotcha, catcha journalism. But having said that,
would you push back if you felt like there was...
Here's an example. You know that girl who's blowing up, Bobbi Althoff?
Yes.
So we had her on BFFs.
Yes.
And
you started drama with the...
Yes. So we asked her, did she sleep with Drake?
Yeah.
And she answered, no, this is a text. So we had her on the show. The Drake stuff broke after. But since I knew her, I texted her. I'm like, hey, I'm hearing you slept with Drake and you got a divorce. Is that true? Kind of joking. Like, she's like, off the record? No, not true. And something else. We retold this story on BFFs the next week, and our editors edited it and made it appear like she was about to confirm something salacious, and it went uber viral. I went ballistic on my social team. I don't want clicks that way. I don't.
I don't know, Dave. I don't know.
No, I don't.
Because you know what that clip was going to do.
But I didn't do it.
But
even before, even before it became a big story, I had already ripped them apart.
But when she says off the record, if you talk about this off the record conversation, then you know what that was going to do.
No, it isn't, because the actual here it isn't, because the actual clip, it was all together. So when we were filming, she said off the record, haha, no, it's not true. I said, here's a response, haha, off the record, it's not true. I said it all together. They cut me. Like the clip cut me.
His point would be, and I'm a fan, but I have to say this, his point would be, if she says off the record, it's off the record.
No, I disagree. If she says off the record, no, it's not true.
Yeah, a misogynist would say that.
If she says...
A mischievist would definitely say something like that.
If she says...
You machinist?
No, it's off the record. If she says off the record, no, it's not true, together those two don't mean anything. If she said off the record, yeah, I slept with him, I never would have brought it up.
She's being sarcastic.
Yes.
Off the record? No, it's not true.
Correct.
Like, off the record, yeah, it's true.
Don't mention it.
You don't have to have something off the record if it never happened.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, she wants that lie to be out, or that rumor to be out there, because it's...
No, she clearly didn't, because she went nuts.
No. Because she didn't address the rumor.
No. You guys are saying different thing. What Al's saying is she would like people to think it might have happened.
She definitely didn't. She went crazy.
But I understand. I understand like the sarcasm here. It's like if I'm like off the record, never had sex with Paris Hilton. You're like, you don't need to tell me that.
Correct.
Off the record,
it was like she didn't say shit. It was like, I was like, did you sleep with Drake and your marriage is ruined? She's like, off the record, no. Like, okay,
that's what it was. One more time?
Push back. I'm gonna dunk on you, but go.
I don't mind. I'm 5'7". I've been dunked on. Off the record, you're kind of interpreting the tone of it through a text message of this being sarcastic.
But no, it's an interview.
No,
this was text.
DM. She said off the record, no, it's not true.
Oh, that's right. You read it back in the video. Now
you have kind of interpreted the tone as being sarcastic. Did you know that it was beforehand?
No, here's my point. You don't have to say off the record, no, I didn't sleep with Drake.
But she said it.
To be joking.
Can you just tell me something right now?
To be joking.
Can you just tell me off the record? Off the record, how do you feel about Travis Kelce?
Big fan. But that's off the record, I've never committed murder. Like that, like
off the record, yeah. Now, if you wanted people to think that you were a murderer,
if I wanted people to think
if you're a rapper that's a gangster rapper and you want them to think that you're dangerous and violent, and you go, yo, off the record, I never even held a gun. That would be bad to put out there in the world.
Agreed.
So if we're assuming that Bobbi wanted, this is interesting, if we're assuming that Bobbi wanted people to think maybe something happened, now it was exposed that nothing happened, and it's the opposite drama, but she still didn't want that to be out there. Because now she has to clarify that she never slept with him, and now that can't be out there in the ether, which might have been the fun thing.
Yeah, you guys are going down
yo, we're going...
like a rabbit hole, but the fact of the matter is...
This is what real journalists do, dude. We got to get to the bottom of this.
The fact of the matter is she was mad that it spiraled a rumor that they actually fucked.
And then then there was like...
I don't know what happened then.
Now they gotta fuck.
No, well, now they don't even follow each other. Something happened with them.
What happened? What happened? What do you think happened?
That's what prompted it.
Something happened.
That's what prompted it.
But the way he said it is crazy. Something happened. I don't know. Something happened.
That's what prompted
some weird shit over there. We gotta get to the bottom
For
of
the
that.
sake of clarity, the way this went down is they did the interview together. It went crazy viral.
We know.
Do you, little man? the way it fucking happened.
Get him the ecstasy. Get him the ecstasy right now. Get him
She
on
went to
it.
the concert. They unfollowed each other. Then I
you
texted her, I'm like,
love
the
it.
internet's saying you guys fucked and ruined the match. She goes, off the record, no. To say off the record, no together is a nothing comment. When you take out what is she saying, they played it in a fucking clickbait way. That's how it went.
I love it. You just gotta believe it. You just gotta believe it. You believe it.
Dave.
I'm waiting for like fucking King Kong Bundy to come running through back here. Like 3-on-1 fucking handicap match.
Of all the things that we were going to talk about today, never gonna think it was Bobbi Althoff interview. Okay, so you put out a statement, or your team put out a statement, which seemed kind of like you put it out.
What?
The written statement that was posted.
We're still in Althoff?
Yeah, no. This is the Washington Post, and you were talking about journalistic integrity and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But that was you. It was great.
The Team Portnoy.
Yeah, Team Portnoy.
Yeah.
Okay, at what point, not us, because we're grandfathered into like thinking, oh, the New York Times really matters, the Washington Post really matters. We're old people that when we see something printed on paper, we're like, this must be the truth, this is real. I wonder if like teenagers now, they're growing up constantly seeing the president criticize the news, the left criticize the news, the right criticize the news. Because keep in mind, when we were growing up, it was the Daily Show saying everything coming out from the right was a lie and fake. And now you see the right saying, hey, look at mainstream media, look how much they are liars and fake. So this generation's coming up going, everything that we're seeing, we should be skeptical of. Do they start looking at the New York Times and Washington Post, and do they just go, do they never have like a baked-in trust of it?
I don't think they do, and I think just the way people consume media is so different that I don't even know they grow up on that. Like, I literally grew up in a household, the Times is gospel. Like, if something was said in the Times, it was true. Same with the Washington Post. My dad, I've said it many times, he's a liberal guy, hated Trump. He has begrudgingly come to grips with the fact, and I think it like hurts him to the core, like that the media is slanted. Like he knows now Washington Post, like if he picks it up, it's gonna be negative to me. It's a big change. It's a big change to like
it might
see
have
that.
basically killed journalistic integrity is Craigslist. Because that's what sunk newspapers. They made so much money off the classifieds. Craigslist, people would just put their shit on there for free. Newspapers started taking crazy hits, layoffs everywhere.
You're saying
now they're trying to make money however they can.
Yeah, I don't know.
Massive.
See,
that's
my question is whether it's just always been that way, and there's more media now to expose it in like more like go backwards. I would have had no voice to like fight what is going on.
So you look at all these incidents throughout history that got us into wars, like the Gulf of Tonkin thing that happened with Vietnam, right? This fake thing doesn't happen. No ship sunk, and all of a sudden we're in a war, right? There was no podcast for some people to go, yo, I don't think a boat really got exploded. Right. Where are the dead Americans? Like, does anybody have a cousin that was over there that didn't come back? So now that there is, you could make the argument that back in the day, there was mutual benefit for everybody being on the same side of what maybe the military industrial complex or whatever the fuck you want to say, whatever the government wanted to push through. But now the fact that you have all these other independent media sources out here, we don't look like loony bins, conspiracy theories.
And it's the same with a lot of things, like sports, like athletes now have their own vehicle to like get their own perspective out, whether it's on Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it. Before, it was newspaper writers who would, dictate the perception of an athlete.
Yeah. And now they're starting their own podcasts.
Yeah, exactly.
What's the Ryan Clark one's Fire?
There's
a bunch of athlete podcasts that are great. Yeah, Pivot is great.
And even the Manning Bros are great.
Manning Brothers.
We have a Pat Bev podcast.
All the smoke.
Roan, Pat, first of all, Roan is fucking genius.
Yep.
Like, I was watching all his battle rap stuff before, and then the two of them together are fantastic.
Yep.
And that's one of the weird podcasts that I can actually watch if it's through Zoom. Like, usually I can't do the Zoom pods, but for now I can fuck with it. But yeah, it's like, I guess now we're in the age of, we don't need experts on the thing to talk about it. We can get it right from the
horse's mouth.
source.
Yeah.
Huh.
So all that changes. I tend to think media's always been, history is written by the winners. Like that is,
Yeah.
for the most part, always been true.
Yeah.